Hi there, this is Eshu. I'm the abbot here at Zenwest Buddhist Society. This Living Zen-podcast is just one of the many resources we've created at Zenwest to make Zen practice and training more available and accessible to people all over the world. Instructional videos, printable resources, and much, much more are also available on our website at www.zenwest.ca. If you're a regular listener, I'd love to hear from you. So please drop me an email at office@zenwest.ca and let me know who you are, how you got started, and what brought you to Zen. Everything we make available in person and online at Zenwest is only possible because of the support of our members and associates, people like you. If the efforts of our community are making a difference in your life, I'd like to invite you to show your support and take part in making it happen by becoming an associate or member of the Zenwest Sangha. You can do this by clicking the Join Us tab on our website at www.zenwest.ca. Thank you for your support, and thanks for listening. The form of Zen practice is essentially a mirror. It's an opportunity for us to investigate how we engage in this activity, which is the activity of our life. This place of practice, Zenwest, is in what's called the Rinzai tradition. Linji is the name of a Chinese Zen teacher who characterized or embodied the spirit of this particular school of Zen Buddhism. Every aspect of practice that we engage in should not be taken as something that is somehow holy, religious practice. Every aspect of what we do should be understood and embraced, engaged as a practical tool for the investigation of our nature. In the Rinzai school, in the school that we practice, we engage in a tradition between teacher and student called koan practice. Koan, the word, means a public case. It's a legal term, actually. And it means very much the way that I like to think of it is the way that we use the term precedent, a legal precedent in our legal system. So in a precedent case, some aspect or dynamic of law, some principle, is clarified through this interaction between two parties. Something is made clear, and we might not be able to elucidate it in words, but when we investigate this case, it becomes clear what we're talking about. And this is just so with what we call koans. When we read about them in school, or if we pick up a book and look at them, we can be led to believe that there's some kind of riddle, some kind of problem for us to figure out with our heads. But if we're to approach koans this way, on our own, from an intellectual or conceptual framework, we're going to go far, far astray. Koan is a demonstration or a precedent of law. In Buddhism, we call this law dharma. And what's demonstrated in a koan is a principle of the natural functioning of the activity of this cosmos, the law, dharma. When we come together with a teacher to engage or embrace these koans, we must not wrestle with them or grapple with them with our heads, with our minds. But we must learn how to take them into our bodies, into our hearts, into our very guts, and allow that problem, allow that dynamic interaction that's often demonstrated in a case, in a koan, allow us to sit with us. Allow us to sit within it, to be immersed in this dynamic until we realize what's going on, until we see through what at first can seem to be a problem. When we truly grasp a case or a koan, we laugh sometimes because it's so simple. It's so straightforward. It's right in front of our eyes and we never see it. The first case in the Mumonkan, the Gateless Barrier, which is the first book of koans in the Rinzai tradition, is called Joshu's Mu. And in this case, we are asked to investigate the nature of our mind itself. We are asked to investigate the nature of our functioning itself. And we're asked to give some response, some demonstration of our realization. In practice, everything we do can be a manifestation or a demonstration of our understanding of this fundamental principle, Mu. In the commentary, Muman, the person who compiled the Mumonkan, says that if we continue to live in our conceptual minds, if we continue to view this world as a matter of self and other, caught up in our selfish concerns, thinking of things as separate, divided, thinking of things as good and bad, whole and impure, then we constantly live like ghosts, clinging to bushes and weeds. The form of this practice is a mirror. This is what I said at the beginning. Each and every aspect is an invitation for us to manifest clearly, to demonstrate how we are engaging with the activity of our unfolding lives. When we started chanting this evening, I actually thought I was going deaf in one ear because one side of the room was thinking about chanting and one side of the room was chanting. But this mirror, something like chanting, offers us a mirror of how we engage with our lives. When something comes up, are we able to step in wholeheartedly and manifest in harmony, in connectivity, in total commitment with the situation that arises? Or do we put up filters, defenses, think about the situation? My teacher, when he would hear chanting like this, would say, "Oh, I thought there were sick cows in the zendo." What will people think of me if they hear me chanting this? What the heck am I chanting anyway? The spirit of our tradition is over and over demonstrated by this teacher Linji or Rinzai. There's many cases, it's called the Rinzai Roku. It means the record of Rinzai. And there's all different sections. There's the formal talks that he gave. There's the Mando or Dharma combat that he gave. There are stories of pilgrimages when he was trained, when he left his master's monastery. The tradition was to go around to other teachers' monasteries, to other places of practice, to wander and to test yourself, to test and to investigate the clarity of people and yourself, to deepen your own practice. Often there would be these interactions. Rinzai became famous for wandering around, and people would say, "Monk, wandering hither and yon, when will you ever arrive? Where do you think you're going? Rinzai would respond, "Cuts!" No question, no hesitation, no filter. Completely present, I have arrived. There is nowhere else for us to be. There is nothing else for us to do than to completely engage with this activity right here. All of the thoughts and doubts and hesitations drop away and we arrive. And what we see completely. And what we hear completely. Each and every aspect of this form is an invitation for us to step forward into our lives and be born into the complete activity of the cosmos, our genuine inheritance, our true nature. And it is this polished mirror. Every time we slip away, every time we drift, it's shown to us utterly clearly. If we're beating the drum and we drift, the music fails. We have to recover. If we're walking in step and we drift, maybe we bump into the person in front of us. Maybe we fall out of step and the whole line falls out of step. If we open our eyes, we can experience and know the consequence, the impact that we have on this vast cosmos when we have just a moment's hesitation. But we should never feel bad. We should never beat ourselves up about these momentary resistances, these momentary obstacles, because we're all going to have them. But what this practice offers us is a mirror. What this community offers us is an opportunity to wake up, little bit by little bit, more and more. So that when our life asks us, "Are you home?" we can respond, "Cuts!" Or maybe not yell, it might scare people on the bus or something like that. But we'll be able to respond wholeheartedly with a yes, or an "I love you," or "no." Whatever is required in that situation, this practice is an opportunity for us to awaken. This word Buddha means the one who is awake. And we have this statue on the Butsudan of the Buddha. We bow, but we're not bowing to a statue. We're not bowing to a man who lived in India in 500 BC. We are acknowledging this fundamental awakening which resides in our own heart, which resides in each and every moment, in each and everything in this vast cosmos. Our practice is to awaken, to realize this, and more to be able to manifest it clearly in each and every moment of our lives.
Thanks for listening to the Living Zen podcast. If you follow Living Zen through iTunes, I would very much appreciate it if you would take a moment to let me know what you think about it by rating or reviewing the podcast, so that new listeners can also hear what you have to say. Thank you for your time and for your support.